If someone doesn't want to talk in an interrogation room without a lawyer, they may put him in a cell with an undercover cop and then get him to confess through a Perkins operation.
There's no change in my mind because I didn't do this.
Which is especially effective when they just haven't spoken to a lawyer yet, and the lawyer hasn't warned them of a Perkins operation. From the perspective of criminal profiling, the Perkins operation also allows law enforcement to assess how a suspect perceives their own actions. Forensic psychologists can analyze these informal disclosures for signs of remorse, grandiosity, rationalization, or callousness, all traits that feed into psychopathy assessments or risk evaluations. If a suspect describes their crime with pride, detail, or a lack of empathy, it provides insight into their personality structure and potential for recidivism.
Oh, then she started to cry.
Sometimes they do that. They thought they wanted it, but they change their mind after the fact.
Oh no, she was crying.
These insights can be valuable for both prosecution and mental health professionals involved in sentencing or treatment planning. However, the tactic is not without failure. There have been cases where suspects shut down entirely or fabricate stories entirely to impress their new friend. In these instances, forensic evaluators must then assess whether the confession contains verifiable details or appears just confabulatory. There's also the risk of contamination, where law enforcement indirectly feeds details to the suspect via the undercover agent, which also complicates the entire case. Psychologically, suspects who are more narcissistic or antisocial in personality tend to be more susceptible to the Perkins operation.
Get a new cellmate in, Elmo Blatch. Talked all the time, too. That's the other thing, he never shut up.
As you can imagine, these individuals view themselves as superior and may relish in the opportunity to brag or teach less experienced cellmates about how they got away with the crime.
Say, yeah, Elmo, who'd you kill? So he says,
I got me this job one time, bussing tables at a country club.
This need for admiration and control is a vulnerability that skilled undercover operatives exploit. And you guessed it, the undercover agent may pretend to idolize the suspect. And what do you think occurs from that? Yes, it triggers their desire to boast.
So I killed him. Him and this tasty he was with, some hotshot banker. And he's the one they pinned it on.
Interestingly, some of the most revealing confessions come not from direct questions, but from shared stories. The undercover operative might recount a fabricated crime scenario and wait to see if the suspect relates. And what do you think happens when they start to relate? They often begin to reveal similarities or differences in their own actions, sometimes even unprompted. This technique taps into associative memory and narrative identity. The suspect connects with the story and responds with their own, seeking validation. Follow for more.